We in the building. We in the building. We in the building, bitch. We in the building. We in the building. We in the building. We in the building, bitch. We in the building.
What y'all doing here? What y'all doing here? Is it Wednesday? Is today Wednesday? Damn, and I think I'm actually on Rob's Twitch channel right now too. That's crazy. yeah. Listen, I took over everything. Yeah. What's good? What's good, all you crazy sons of bitches? How y'all doing? Yeah. My co-host. Where's my co-host? Is that what you're asking me? You're asking where my co-host is? You know, my co-host is never on time. Because my co-host think he's special. And so he show up when he feel like it. So I don't know where my damn co-host is. Like I can see from the backstage perspective. I can see inside of his house. He's walking around. And I don't think he has pants on. I can see this, okay? I can legit see this right now in the backstage area. This man walking around, it looks like he's on the Celio phone, and he ain't got no pants on. I don't know if I want him to even slide up in here, because he ain't got no damn pants on. What kind of man walks around... Never mind all that. How's everybody doing? Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hope everybody's having a great week so far. Hope everybody's having a good day. Fantastic Wednesday. Whole lot of news that we need to talk about. Whole lot of things happening in Giants land and on the Twitterverse and in the interwebs. And it's just crazy. But it's a good crazy, man. I've been staring at Twitter all damn day. Hey, here's Nate coming in asking about where Rob is. But Nate was here. He heard the whole shebang about Rob walking around with no pants on. Not in here. Rob's not walking around here with no pants on, all right? Because there's only one man allowed to walk around with no pants on in his house, and you're fucking looking at him. So what I'm doing right now is I'm pouring myself a fantastic beverage. This is called, if you like, Pina coladas. It's actually a beer, right? They're not this whatever fucking company this is. They are not sponsoring this, okay? But I drink it and I like it. So these people, whoever this look, let me try to get a shot where it's not super bright. Somebody's gonna screenshot that. And then send that to the Sloop Brewing Company and say, PTA Sports likes your shit. Maybe they'll send me something for free, you know what I mean? Nobody watches this show for my dumb face. We want the better half of the dynamic duo. Okay, well, you know what then? I'm such an asshole, y'all. Let me tell you how much of an asshole I am. I'm such an asshole. I was getting ready to throw Rob on the screen, but he's not here because he's still doing his thing in real life. Diesel Power, what's going on with you? I don't know if you're on my Twitch or if you're on Rob's Twitch, because right now I'm also broadcasting this to Rob's Twitch. I don't know where you're watching from, but I appreciate you. If you're here to see Rob, right, if you're here to see him do all the finalies and the smell, you're going to have to wait because the man ain't here. Because the man ain't never on time. Because the man is always late. Because the man don't got no watch. Because the man watch don't work. Because the man ain't got a thick enough wrist to wear a watch that don't work, that don't tell the time, so the motherfucker can be on time, so he's always goddamn late. And that's what the problem is. I'm not talking to you, Nate. Nate, I am not talking to you right now, sir. Sir, you need to relax. Not everything is about you. Patriot Royalty is in the building. What's going on, man? How the hell are you doing today? Listen, let me tell y'all, let me get a huge shout out to Patriot Royalty. You're gonna see a lot of the Hall of Fame League on the Twitch later on when the Madden drops. And it's all because of Patriot Royalty. It really is. Patriot Royalty and Swag saving my bacon right now. So shout out to them. Shout out to them. So Nate, what the hell are you doing, Nate? Nate, why are you? Get your stupid ass in here, Nate. Hold on a second, Nate. Hold on. I could use someone who talks entirely too much to come up in here and talk with me. So hold on a second, Nate. So you got all that shit that you want to say. You got all that flim flam. You bring your goofy ass on over here. It's on fire and running around a burning building. Hey, listen, it was on fire. It's always been on fire. When's that shit not on fire? You know what I'm saying? Listen, that shit been on fire this entire time. I also need to figure out why my camera is doing this squiggly line like it's a horror film and the fucking the bitch from the ring just pop up, grab you, drag you away. You play Madden 22? Okay, that's what's up. That is what's up. Okay, so maybe Nate will come in here and Nate can come in and be my co-host since my co-host is probably arguing with somebody on the phone. I hope he's calling someone a sorry son of a bitch on that phone call he's on. My man is pacing. I'm commentating on this man having a phone call where he's probably cursing someone out and telling them to fuck off. This man is pacing around the room and he still don't got no pants on. The man still doesn't have pants on. It doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is. Anyway, let me start off by saying this. First of all, I should have got another can of beer because this Stein is not even like all the way full, and I could have put maybe another can. This is a big ass. This is some big ass Semper Fi yut shit right here. But yeah, the Korean black ready to snatch your soul. No, not the Korean. I think Nate was in here, but then he left. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about the Giants. Because the first thing I want to do. And then Nate's back, and then Nate's gone. You know what? Fuck you too, Nate. Okay. Listen, this is what you get when you come and hang out with me on a Wednesday night. You never know what the show is going to be. Sometimes it's going to be all the way professional. Sometimes it's going to be a mishmash of craziness. Anyway, so today was the start of training camp. Tried to get on the screen. Hub last night ran into the same problem. Yeah, you need to get off that McDonald's Wi-Fi, motherfucker. Damn. Oh, yeah. Rob's Nightbot talks too much. We got to tell Rob to shut the up. Rob's Nightbot talks too much. Y'all know I hate Nightbot. Rob Nightbot in here talking way too much, and I'm sick of him already. So day one of training camp. Very, very interesting stuff. Let's try to see if Nate can stay in here this time. Maybe he can. Nate, can you hear me?
I'm just going to say this now.
There's this sorry ass.
Oh, there you are. Okay. This shit is not working on my end, right? But now we're good.
Well, first of all, I can hear myself coming out of your thing.
This is what I was going to warn you about. If
you need to
just slap the link in my face out of nowhere.
Then shut the fuck up and fix your thing and fucking talk. You son of a bitch.
Pest, you're talking mad shit like I have anything to use. My entire moving truck is still in Connecticut.
I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Well, guess what then? You're going to hear echo in your ears, bro. That's just how it is. You can't expect it. I don't have...
Hey, yo, where you at right now?
I'm in Florida.
You're in Florida?
I moved here.
I'm not going down to Florida.
Oh, yeah, uh-huh.
I ain't going out to Florida.
Because I was going to ask you to drive down some earbuds for me. Yeah.
There ain't no way. I ain't going to Florida. Hell no.
That's the plan. So is RZeroB still yelling at someone on the phone?
Yes. I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's on the phone with someone. He's yelling. There's bands. What's going on, bands?
I mean, hey man, if you gotta take care of business, take care of business, Rob. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
It is what it is. If
By the
we're
way,
gonna
I
have a
just
weird
made
ass,
the volume on my computer as low as possible so it won't pick up as much. I hope that helps.
uh, I mean, I still hear myself
Yeah,
after I say
I'm
things
sorry, bro.
to
This is
myself.
just gonna have to do until Rob gets in here.
Oh, when we starting this? Okay, so we're gonna. It's not gonna be the Steelers no more, man. We're gonna find a better team. We're gonna find a better team. We're gonna redo that.
Why is it not the Giants, bro?
Because I already have Giants content on my Twitch channel, so I don't want to
I
do
guess. I mean, it gotta be
another
the Giants,
Giants
though.
thing. They will be the Colts. Colts a good
Yeah,
team.
it's all right. It's all right.
Okay, so as I was saying, Nate's gonna make me murder him because he doesn't have his setup. He's worthless to me, but he still shows up and
Listen.
brings nothing to the table.
I am a grinder. I will show up no matter what the circumstances. All right. If I am called on, I will show up.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate your candor. Okay, day one training camp.
Yes,
Start.
sir.
So the one of the things that I noticed first and foremost was that a lot of people have been making a lot of to do about these injuries that we're hearing about. People getting put on the pup, people getting put on a non-injury, people having little bumps and bruises before the season even started, and a lot of people are freaking out about that. Okay, let me not say a lot of people because it's not a lot of people. I'm very proud of you, Giants Twitter, because I saw a lot of you saying, it's not really a big deal. We haven't even really started anything yet. I did see some of the naysayers that are like, oh, here we go again. It's like, yo, everybody chill. Everybody chill. People is putting in a lot of work right now in the offseason by themselves. Some are even overdoing it. So they show up to camp and they may have a little bit of, bumps and bruises. They let that shit heal and then we go. Rob decided he wanted to bring his pug ass to the show. So I guess we'll let Rob in. I guess.
All right, perfect. Then I will hand over the co-host role back to him, and I'll see y'all later once I got some shit to work with there.
Thank you very much, Nate. Be careful down there in Florida. They're crazy.
Oh, they're insane. They're insane.
Yeah.
I'll get up with y'all later. I'll see you later.
Finally, RZeroB has come back to BTN, which means RZeroB has come back to YouTube, which means RZeroB has come back to be the co-host of the fucking show.
All right, hold on. I got you.
Texans rebuild. I see it. Finally! Damn!
RZeroB and PTA have come back to BGN.
Is that it? Are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna just shorten it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you good now?
Yeah, I'm good.
Are you good? I need to turn on my shutter speed a little bit. My camera is right dark. I would ask you how you're doing, but
don't even go there. It's been a day.
Yeah. Listen, I was letting everybody know that you were in your room on the phone with someone pacing back and forth with no pants on, and
I'm still not wearing pants. You want to know why I'm not wearing pants?
Why are you not wearing pants?
Because it's fucking hot outside. You want to know why it's hot outside? And the cause of that is I have a $500 electric bill, which means I keep my AC at 74.75, which means my pants are coming off while I work. So I stream with no pants. I work with no pants. The only time I wear pants is when I go outside.
I can respect that. Listen, I can respect that. I'm a man who does not like pants, so I can understand and respect
if
that.
I could be in my birthday suit, I would. Okay.
Please no.
Absolutely, I would.
Please no. I saw a picture of RZeroB. Must have been 10, 15 years ago. Motherfucker looked like a stud. I don't know what happened now. Maybe that guy could walk around in his birthday suit, but whoever this new motherfucker is, I'm just saying.
Hey, listen, I still am a stud. Don't get it twisted now.
Oh, is that right?
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I'm hitting the gym 6 days a week.
Hey, listen, man. Listen. I mean, you gotta keep that gut small. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got a little work. You got a little bit of work to do, but that's okay. That's all right. Anyway, New York Football Giants.
Football Giants.
First and foremost, I'd just like to show off the newest addition to the family. A nice throwback Michael Strahan.
Dope.
The nice new throwback Michael Strahan. This is for everybody to see. Really cool thing here is that you can see it says once a giant, always a giant on the.
Is that the one you ordered, or did you order?
This is the new. This is the throwback uniform that they will be wearing.
You got a Strahan, and you didn't get like a Barkley.
Fuck no.
You didn't get a.
Nope.
I'll be honest.
Nope.
I thought for sure you would have gotten a Leo 99. Would have looked pretty dope.
Nope. I'm gonna rock this Michael Strahan.
You know,
all right.
Should have gotten Will Hernandez. I haven't forgotten.
He's not on the team anymore.
Yeah, but you could still have gotten it, bro.
He's no longer on the team. So I listen.
What team is he on? What team? Oh, he's on Arizona.
He's on Arizona. Hey, listen.
Him and Justin Pugh. Watch, low key, he'll go there and have like a Hall of Fame career.
Yo, he will. Shout out to Blue Eyes. What's going on, sis? How you doing? Okay, so yeah. Training camp started today. We saw that there was, some people who came to camp with some bumps and bruises. And overall, we don't have any real big names in any real big situations that are surprises, right? We've got Matt Parrott. He's on the not physically unable to perform list. God, that was hard to get out of my brain. So you got Matt Parrott. You've got oh my God, why am I brain farting his name? I just had it in my head. The center.
Nick Gates.
Yes, Gates. Gates is on that list. Obviously, Aziz is on that list. And then you had Bellinger was on that list. He's no longer on that list. And then you had wait a minute, no.
Curry's house was good, baby.
Actually now that I think about it, I think Aziz is on the non-injury list. He's not on the PUP. He's on the non-injury list. So we start off camp with the people we expected to be on the PUP list. Mm-hmm. Someone we're very excited about coming off of the PUP list, and a key contributor at edge rusher with a little hammy. He got a little hammy, and he need to stretch that hammy out.
We talking KT, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So no big deal, right? No big crazy injuries, and I was actually shouting out Giants Twitter because I didn't see much flipping out. I did see some, but I didn't see a whole lot. The sky's falling, the team sucks, and blah 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 blah. I didn't see all that. So kudos to Giants Twitter. Kudos to Giants Twitter for not going all the way out the window on that situation, because that's one that Giants Twitter normally loses their shit over. Any injury, anything. And people are like, the season's over. What'd you think about our current injury standpoint?
I mean, it's good. I'm happy, that there's not a lot of. I mean, there weren't any more injuries than what we were already aware of. We know about Gates. Mm-hmm. We know about Shep. We know about Blake.
Yep.
We obviously was good to see Tony out there in full participation.
Yeah.
Kenny was out there in full participation. Saquon out there in full participation.
Blake looked okay. Blake was out there. He was moving around a little bit.
I'm sure he wasn't going like full speed, but he was out there. Obviously, Parrott wasn't out there. Gates wasn't out there. Shep wasn't out there. I know there's another one. Obviously, Bellinger was not out there. I don't think today. Good news, though, he was cleared. We had a conversation on the phone, and Fireside Giants, shout out to them. They posted it on YouTube. as far as like a posting that, he was, coming off the pup list, which is good to see, which is probably the reason why they didn't go forth with signing, Eric Ebron or bringing him in or bringing in any other tight ends. I think he could potentially very well win, that starting tight end job. Maybe
over Ricky Seals. I don't know if he's going to win that job over Ricky Seals.
I think Ricky Seals-Jones might get the start. Week 1. I think by week 3 we're going to see a lot more of Daniel Bellinger coming in because I really think he's going to pick it up quick. I just think he's going to add another element. Like you're not going to have to sub in tight ends when you're running. The whole point about me, just me personally, and I go back to even like how like if I'm playing Madden, is I don't want to have to sub in guys because it gives your shit away.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can have Bellinger in, it could be a play action, it could be a run, it could be a pass. You're not changing out guys. So it's like, okay, Bellinger's coming in, must be run. Oh,
right.
Hey, Skills is in, must be pass.
Right.
He could do both aspects of it. So I don't think that they want to try to tee themselves off and give offense or defenses any keys to like what they're doing or what play they're probably running. So I think probably by, I would say anywhere between week 3 and week 6, I would say Bellinger's probably going to be the full-time starter, either due to injury or just because I feel that he's just going to add that extra layer of incentive at that position. But all in all, it was good to see them out there. I saw DJ threw an interception to Darnay Holmes when DJ was trying to throw it over to Saquon Barkley. Darnay made a nice play. I don't particularly care for that, but I could see, DJ was trying to fit that in. We probably wouldn't have seen that before. You know what I mean? So he's taking some chances, trying to test his arm strength, trying to get things in there. So I like that. He had some nice fades, some nice corners, corner routes to Tony, to Kenny. He had a nice run for a touchdown from what I saw. So all in all, I thought it was good. I do want to see the fight. I'm waiting for a fight to break out. Maybe that'll be like when they do joint practices.
I was getting ready to say, yeah. I don't
Probably,
know.
But
I don't know when a fight's going to break out.
They had a big fight last year.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a fight. There's always a camp fight. I can't wait. The fight's going to happen. There will be a fight. We'll hear a story about a fight. It's going to happen. I just don't know how big it's going to be. I don't know who it's going to involve. There will be a fight. It's going to be offense versus defense. I already know that because if you first of all, if you've paid attention to any of the Giants Life videos that they put on their YouTube channel,
I watch them all the time. Yeah.
Then you know that Kefka and Wink they already talking shit. Like they are, they're not talking shit, but they already like, hey yo, I'm coming at you. Good, I'm coming at you too. Like I can already see those two, the competitive juices between those two. It's going to be palatable, and so I think that's going to bleed into the players. That mentality is going to bleed into the players, and the fight will be against a defensive guy and an offensive guy. That's probably what's going to happen. But yeah. Hold on a second. Shout out to the boss. Damn, the boss is in here. Bird Gang, what's going on with you, man? The Eagles fucking suck. But good to see you. Can't wait to do this big ass mega stream that we got going. It's a big ass mega stream, y'all. We got a fucking mega stream coming for that ass. It's gonna be a whole bunch of us together yelling. It's gonna be great and terrible. Indeed. Great for you, terrible for us. We're gonna have to listen to these assholes talk about these shitty ass teams that we hate, that we don't want to see, that we want to beat up all the time.
Seagulls, these cowgirls.
Patoot!
These commander elites.
Patoot!
We're the commander elite. Everybody else is just a team.
But shout out to Bird Gang. Shout out to the boss. What's going on with you, sir? How you doing?
Cheers to you, Bird Gang. So let's talk about real quick. Giants added four players at depth yesterday. Anybody that is interested, I posted my first video back, y'all.
Yay!
If you guys want to go check it out on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/RZeroB. You guys can go check it out. Kind of gave my opinion breakdown, but they added Camille Seymour or Kamal Seymour or Camille Seymour. They added Marcus Kemp. They went ahead and added Kevin Williams, familiar face, and Andrew Adams. Those 4 guys they added. I'll give my opinion real quick. I like the Kevin Williams and the Andrew Adams. I think Kevin Williams, 32 years old. He's got a little bit to prove, I think. When it comes down to has been part of, so he was with Joe Shane, as Joe Shane alluded to in his press conference today when he was with Miami. Great character fit, got a lot still left in the tank, and really said it himself, fits what they're trying to do here as far as the culture here in New York. So I could see Kevin being part of that 53-man roster going forward. I think when it comes to Andrew Adams, I thought Andrew Adams was a good pickup too. I could see him potentially taking the starting spot from Julian Love just because of his experience. Played with us, had a really good year with us, went to Tampa, went to, I think it was Miami on the practice squad, didn't make it, went to Philly on the practice squad, didn't make it, ended up going back to Tampa both times after the practice squad didn't work out with I think it was Philly and I forgot who I just said, Miami, but ended up going back to Tampa, and now he's back with the Giants. I think it's going to be a great fit. I wouldn't mind if he started over Julian Love, but I think it's more of like a veteran guy. I think those two were great signings. As far as with Camille Seymour, I think he was an undrafted guy with the Raiders. The Raiders picked him up. I think he was undrafted out of Rutgers, if I'm not mistaken. He was undrafted out of Rutgers. He's from Brooklyn, so he's a hometown kid from New York. 6'6", 319 pounds, so he's a big boy. Could take over, obviously we got Cunningham, Matt Pert, not really too sure what's going on with him. Maybe he could beat Matt Pert out, and Matt Pert gets the cut. Could end up on the practice squad. He's only going into his second season, so maybe he could go ahead and move over to the practice squad. Marcus Kemp, he went to Hawaii, really hasn't really developed or done anything since he's been in the league. He's got I think he's got 4 receptions for like 42 yards or something like that. He doesn't have much of I think that was just a depth, mainly probably because of Shep and where he's going to be at to try to add a little bit of depth. But we have so many wide receivers on the roster already. You got Slayton, you've got Johnson. There's so many guys. So it makes you kind of think like, okay, well, maybe this guy fits. Maybe Slayton doesn't fit that mold and could end up on the cut wire. So those are the guys that we brought in. I like it. I consider them more depth added. Not really. I can't see them being starters coming in like, hey, these guys are for sure. These guys are starters. But really, out of those 4 guys, the only 2 people that I see making the active roster is Kevin Williams and Andrew Adams, in my opinion.
I was going to say, I don't know if any of these people are going to make the team, let alone be starters. Andrew Adams is the only name that raises an eyebrow for me, just because I know that Andrew Adams is a fine player. He is a fine player, and I think that he can come in here and be successful in this system. But still, when we're talking about moves, any move, unless it's like a big ass name, any move that happens between now and cut day is kind of irrelevant.
Yeah, I could agree. I'll agree with that.
It's kind of irrelevant. Like, they might make the team, but they probably won't. Shout out to Manning Fresh. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Thank you for the support. There is no name here that I look at and go, I don't. These names are irrelevant to me. If we're signing a starter to this team the day before training camp, we got a fucking problem. Like, we got a fucking problem if we're signing a starter at any position a day before training camp starts.
Well,
What?
Except for like, the known positions, obviously quarterback, running back, left tackle, right. We know who the offensive line is pretty much going to be, except for the left guard position.
Yeah, but are you telling me that there are really quality starters out on the free agency? You know what I'm saying? Like on the free agency list, like there's quality starters there right now? Really? At this point?
Well, to be fair, like Eric Ebron is a starter. He's a tight end that could start. He's still available. He's considered a high quality free agent right now at the tight end position.
Listen, I don't necessarily know if I'm going to call Eric Ebron a no bullshit starter right now. Like, I don't know. He's a fringe because he's a veteran and he knows what he's doing. But it's not because he's so good he needs to be the starter. You know what I'm saying? Like, Eric Ebron's not the same Eric Ebron he was,
no, he's not. But what is he? He's 29. He's not super old. He's 29 years old. He was drafted, I think, in 2014 or 2013. He was the pick, 10 by Detroit. So I just think he's gotten, when it comes down to it, he was with Detroit. Megatron was there. It kind of got really phased out. He had one good year there, I think, after Megatron left. Went to Indianapolis. Had a good year with Indy. I think that was with Andrew Luck. I think that was before Andrew Luck left, if I'm not mistaken. And he played with Andrew, had 13 touchdowns. And then after that, he got phased out of Indy, went to Pittsburgh, got phased out there and got injured. And, Pat Fryermuth, who, just kind of really took over and really excelled. So,
wait a minute. Everybody stop. We got a hell of a guest that just happened to pop up in the stream, and we got to bring him in. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, D-Generation X proudly brings to you the 5-time tag team champions. I'm sorry, I had to give him a wrestling thing, right? That's what we do. Vibes, my man Eli, what's going on, man?
The Road Dog Jesse James, the badass Billy Gunn, the new age outlaw. Classic, man. What they know about that? Classic. Man, appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for having me, man.
I saw the picture of, our good friends from New York Revival at a nice bar. I gotta say, Eli, man, you looking crisp, bro.
Yeah.
You looking clean. I see. He got the beard all shaped up.
Nah, man. Nah, listen, we not even getting ready to give vibes. All this rugamaroo about his fucking beard. We're not gonna fucking do that, okay?
Hey,
I already caught up to this man. I already caught up to this man in the beard game. I already caught up to this man.
Listen. I don't know if it's as long and full, Pest, but
no, because I've actually been trimming it because I don't want it to be like this big.
oh man, listen, you gotta have it just a little bit. Now, when you shape it up that way, it's usually more in the front because mine's kind of fade a little bit. Because listen, you got hair, I don't. So this is my new hairs on my face. So I'm faded, make it look nice. You know what I mean? So that's my hair, man. So that's what you gotta do. You gotta do that, Pest, and you'll be fine, man.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm tired of all this fucking hair on my head. But I set a goal. And I have to achieve that goal. I really want to cut my hair so bad.
Listen, man, I wish I had hair to cut. I mean, if anything, I got an Indianapolis Colt logo on my head, man. It's terrible. I'm looking at you.
Oh no,
I'm looking like straight George Jeffy. I'm good, man.
Hey, good. That's because God gave you a head for baldness. That's why. He
beautiful too. Thank God.
He wanted to show that motherfucker off. He was like, you don't need all that. Get rid of all that.
Listen, but here's the thing. Whenever you ready to trade your hair for bald, I'll trade you, bro. Just let me know. RZeroB2 is luscious. Look at that, man. It's like that's the only word I can think of is luscious.
That's right. Hey, luscious people. no luscious people. You know what I'm
Absolutely,
saying?
absolutely, man.
I mean, come on, baby. I mean,
Okay, vibes. You come in. I already got a question for you. Okay,
Shoot, man. Yeah.
okay. First things first. Did you see our team today on the interwebs playing the footballs?
I saw a lot of clips. I didn't like. The funny thing is, I was like on the way, just watching a little bit of the highlights of the training camp. But I saw some of the highlights, like the Kadarius Toney catching touchdown. I saw what else did I see? I think I seen was that a Dory? I think I caught an interception or something like that.
Darnay. It was
Oh,
Darnay.
Darnay. I'm sorry. Yeah, I saw the Darnay and a couple of other things. But the one thing I wanted to, which I'm gonna jump in on you guys on, was the tight end position. And I know you guys were talking about getting Eric Ebron. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I kind of fell in on the middle of it with RZeroB talking about it. I'm going to say this, even though it's a major concern, our tight end position, like we don't have anyone reliable, I think Bellinger will be fine because, again, you're looking at the wide receiver core, right? You're looking at Wandale, looking at Galladay, you're looking at Shep, you're still looking at Slayton. Like, it's stacked. So at this point, you just need your tight end to block or go out for these short passes. Like, I only expect our tight end this season to have like 350 yards.
Go to the sticks. Go to the sticks and stop. Go to the sticks and stop, bro.
That's it. That's it. And block for Saquon. That's it. Let's be honest. So to think of a veteran tight end that can come in, and Eric Ebron is not known for blocking too well.
No,
you know what I mean? He can catch. You know what I mean? But he's still like, what do we need him for? But I think Bellinger is going to come in and he's going to do his job. He's going to block. He's going to come in for passes once in a while to go catch it, to hit the sticks, like you said, Pest. And I think we're fine, man. I really don't think we need someone of value at that position right now, especially with all the wide receivers. The guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking too far. You know what I mean?
No, I agree with you 100%. I was telling Paz, we were talking about Eric Ebron as far as like, what free agents are like, day one starters. And, I think Eric Ebron is a day one starter when it comes to
I think he's I think he's fringe. I personally think he's a fringe starter.
I think for on a tight end needy team,
I
think he would be a starter. When it comes, I don't particularly need us to bring in a tight end. I was super excited that Bellinger got taken off the PUP list today, and that came out. That's definitely a positive. And I was just telling Pest, I think probably between week 3 and 6, I think Bellinger is going to be the starter. I think Ricky Seals-Jones will be the starter going into week 1 and 2. And I just think Bellinger adds a level of. And I was telling Pest, I was like, he could do both. He can run. He can run routes. He can catch. But he's good in the run game, so he's good at blocking. So you don't have to sub him in and kind of key off. Okay, Bellinger's coming in, they must be running the football. Oh, Seals-Jones is in, so they must be passing. Bellinger gives them that option of where they could do both, similar to what we had with Kevin Boss and Jake Ballard. They could run routes, they could catch, but they were good blockers.
And I'm going to be honest with you.
I agree.
Bellinger reminds me a little bit of Boss. That's just a little bit. Just from what I've seen him do, he reminds me of Boss. He reminds me of Kevin Boss. And Kevin Boss was solid.
Really good.
Wasn't a big name, but if you're a Giants fan, you know who Kevin Boss is.
And 100%. And Pest, I think you asked me last week, what is the player that I'm most
you said Bellinger.
Excited to see? And I said Bellinger. I think we got Wandale. We kind of, to me, the most player, it's not KT, it's not Neal, it's not Wandale, it's not Flott, it's Bellinger. That's the guy that I'm most excited to see on how he performs this year. That's the guy that I think is going to be a really, really big key to the offensive success, because DJ hasn't had a security blanket that he can trust, that can go out there and make the catch in sandwich coverage. You know what I'm saying? Like at the sticks, corner, linebacker, right in the middle, and then he gets sandwiched in between the two guys. You really don't have a guy that can really go out there and do that. So I'm really excited to see what Bellinger is going to be able to do.
Yo, I have to agree. With that, man. Tight end, and I said this before because a lot of people was like the major concern was tight end. I think it's fine. Like again, like I think it's a good hands with Bellinger. or
100%.
Ricky Seals-Jones at this point. You know what I mean? So I'm okay with this. And like you said, I think he's the closest reminiscent. It's funny you said that, Pest, because I was looking and I'm like, this guy reminds me of Kevin Boss, but a little leaner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's that underdog, that guy that,
I think he's
like,
taller.
I don't think people he's taller, right? But I'm talking about as far as thickness. Pause.
Yeah,
That sounds weird. You know what I mean?
No, his build and the way his body moves, it's very reminiscent of Kevin Boss.
Reminiscent to Boss.
Yes.
And again, his let's just say people don't understand his catching ability. I think that's what it is. He can really go and catch the ball.
He really can.
Yes, he's well known for blocking, etc. He's that tight end that we've been looking for since of Ballard. You know what I mean? Or since of Martellus Bennett, if you really want to start digging in the crates. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really think he's the complete tight end we've been looking for. It's just you gotta groom him. You gotta groom him, and he's very underrated in that pass game. I think we'll be fine. And we don't need him to do much as a rookie. We don't.
No, really, you
really don't.
I think out of all the tight ends that came out in the draft, I think he was either number 2 or 3 when it comes to having the strong. I think it was number 2, having the strongest hands. I think Trey McBride, had probably it was number 1. I know that, but I think from a catching ability, Bellinger was probably the second best tight end in the draft class.
Well, so speaking of offense, you're talking about how we've got a very stacked offense. I wanted to speak about something very specifically about offense, and then we can kind of flip over to defense here in a little bit because we've been talking about a lot of offense for a minute here. But my favorite thing that I saw today was a lot of pre-snap things.
The movement, yep.
The pre-snap things are so nice, and I swear to God, if we start the season off and we're not doing these pre-snap things, I'm going to be mad. Because these pre-snap things look great, and I want them.
Especially on that play, right? With Saquon Barkley is kind of running to the flat.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And Daniel Jones runs for the touchdown at that point.
Yep.
I was like, man, I like that. It's a modern offense. Like, I was excited to see something that way. And it gives you that Buffalo offense a little bit where Josh Allen will do something like that. Because, again, Saquon's going out to see if it's man coverage or not, right? Or see if it's a zone, right? So at that point, if it's a zone coverage, maybe Daniel Jones can kind of sneak and pick his way through that touchdown, which it looked like it might have been. Again, it's hard on that angle. I'm just guessing. But that pre-snap motion, man, can determine that play for Daniel Jones. And I just love to do that. Like, I just love to see that within that offense. Like, it shows that it's modern. We never did that. We never did it.
No. Never.
You know what I mean?
And the other thing, too, is it really, really, really helps with pass protection. You may not think that it does, but it does, because when you're having that constant motion, shuffling of guys around, defenses can change things. Guys get confused. They don't know what they're doing, and it may buy you an extra second or two. And that's another thing, too. And I really didn't – when I was seeing a lot of that today, I was thinking to myself, because obviously – the main topic that everybody's really been talking about, obviously, over the offseason is Daniel Jones, obviously. Hey, we got this new coach. We got this new coordinator. Saquon's healthy. Everybody's looking good. It's make or break for Daniel. And I'm not a Daniel Jones like fanboy, and I'm not a hater either. I'm kind of Switzerland. I'm in the middle.
You know what? You're honest, man. You're honest. It's your honest opinion. Right.
And it's hard for me to think about all of this and not truly think, and everybody's, and even the real NFL analysts that do this, which is what we want to do. That's why we're doing this. That's why we do these shows. That's why we do these podcasts. That's why we do YouTube, because we would love to sit there for hours and hours and hours, get paid to talk about football. They're all saying, I think it was Mike Garafolo on Good Morning Football, I think on Sunday, he's like, how can we honestly judge Daniel Jones? And I agree. When you look at the lack of play art, the lack of play calling, when you look at the lack of the movement,
there's no way.
Like we're talking about,
on God's green earth
lack of the run game
that The Rock is going to let this jabroni sit here and praise Daniel Jones on my goddamn show. What do you think about that show, Carl?
Hold up, Pest.
Shut your mouth, you fucking fatty.
What?
Hold up. Because I think RZeroB is on to something. I think he's on to something here. Because, again, he's right? As much as I'm a naysayer of Daniel Jones, and I'll tell you in a second, it really is hard to judge, right? Because of the offensive line, the play calling, the coaching, etc. Injuries, we understand that. But we have to determine, and let me look at it the other side of why I'm like, maybe not. We look at him and we go, man, compare, and this was me solely based comparison to those quarterbacks that were in the playoffs last season. So I'm looking at the my man down in Cincinnati. Forgive me, I can't get his name right now. I'm looking at the Joe Burrows. I'm looking at the Josh Allens. I'm looking at the Rodgers. I'm looking at all those quarterbacks, and I'll go, listen, I have 4 years of Daniel Jones that I can look at and look at the nuances that's there, right? His pocket awareness is still an issue.
Terrible.
Him reading defenses is still an issue.
Terrible.
Him digesting plays pre-snap is just terrible. He still stares down the receivers. He still has issues with that as well. He just doesn't have the natural ability to do that as of yet for what I've seen. So when naysayers say, hey, he's not the guy, we look at those things that he doesn't have, which is the intangibles of a good elite quarterback should have. It's your pocket awareness. As you don't stare down receivers, your pre-snap motions. You're looking at the defense and seeing where to throw that ball before that ball is snapped because you figured them out. Daniel Jones doesn't have it. So as much excuses that he doesn't have an offensive line, etc., Joe Burrow had the worst. And he was still able to.
Hey yo! You remember the fucking meme? Remember the meme? And it had him throwing to fucking what's the wide receiver's name that he played in college with?
Chase. Is it Chase Young? Is it Chase?
Not
Chase Young? Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Jamal Chase. I'm sorry.
It was the meme. It was the meme of Joe Burrow getting smacked and the ball going up in the air and not getting the Jamar Chase. And then it shows a good offensive line and him throwing to anybody but Jamar Chase. And then this man went to the fucking Super Bowl. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
If you want to break it down in the Giants term and in Giants land, in 2011, Eli Manning had the 32nd offensive line in the league.
Sure.
And he won a Super Bowl. So again, when the naysayers or quote unquote naysayer of Daniel Jones, they look at those intangibles. They look at an elite quarterback in Eli Manning, we can debate that too. But we had a good quarterback that got us 2 rings and is nowhere near what Daniel Jones is looking like. So that's why I could get both sides of the spectrum. Now I'm rooting for Daniel Jones. Don't get me wrong. If they wear blue, I root for him.
Of course we want him to be good. Of course.
What I mean? But no one should crucify anyone for having doubts. Yeah. You know what I mean? Definitely not. Definitely not.
This is coming from someone who on cam, on wax, on the internet years ago said I didn't want him in the first place. So you want me to accept a dude that I didn't even want in the first place? That's where I'm at with it. I didn't want this motherfucker in the first place. But
I gave him his fair shake. I gave Daniel Jones his fair shake. Like, I was all in on Daniel Jones. I was like, listen, he doesn't have the weapons. All right, he has the weapons. All right, he had a little bit of the line. The line is still an issue. However, he just couldn't play above what he had in place. Like, an elite player, an elite quarterback is going to play above they're going to make the people better. Like, if you look at Eli Manning, he had Steve Smith made great. Steve Smith went on to Philly, couldn't do anything. Hakeem Nicks.
We don't even have to say a name. Just
that's true.
Every New York Giants wide receiver ever that played with Eli Manning and then left sucked when he left.
Shout out to them. And that's no bashing them at all. You know what I mean? But let's be honest. They haven't had the fruitful career under a better quarterback than Eli Manning. Let's be honest.
Here's the thing, though. But here's the thing, too. When we look at – so I hear what you're saying. But at the same point, okay, so I'll use your example. Let's look at the quarterbacks that were in the playoffs this past year. Let's look at the Joe Burrows who had a bad offensive line. Let's look.
Can we say Garoppolo if you're going to throw that out? I'll let you get to it.
No, we'll say Garoppolo that he had a bad offensive line as well. But when I look at those, when I look at that, and I look at what we had, the offenses do not look the same. And now you could probably say, I would say 50% of it is on Daniel Jones. But I'd say the other 50% is the lack of creativity by the coaching staff. There was no when you look at San Francisco, I think the stat was 84% of the time they are pre-snap motioning. 84% of the time last year. Cincinnati, I believe they were like over 75% in pre-snap motion. Kansas City, over 80% in pre-snap motion. And here's the thing. In Patty Mahomes in the beginning of the year, his offensive line sucked. Yeah. Everybody was like, Patty, he sucks. He sucks this year. He's Madden 22 curse. They were saying all of that shit to him. But when you look at the Giants, we go to the line, and that's what it is. There's no motions. There's none of that stuff. So I do feel like obviously his pre-snap reads, being able to see things on the field, staring down receivers, yes, those are issues. But I feel like the coaching staff that was in place also did not try to make things easier for him
we all
be able to be successful. Because I'll say this. If you put Daniel Jones on the 49ers, I think people have a different conversation.
Well, okay,
and a different opinion.
You just gave
a different opinion on Daniel Jones, and you might even see a different type of Daniel Jones. Maybe one that's a little bit more productive.
You just gave that man one of the best coaches in the NFL. He better succeed.
But what I'm saying is, but what I'm saying is, like, Eli, you get my point.
Absolutely.
Now that you got him with an offensive-minded guy that would two guys that did a lot of pre-snap motions, movements, confusions to make it easier to make a read, to give your offensive line and to give you more time with your offensive line time to block. I think there's going to be a huge leap for Daniel if he's able to put it forward. And I think if he fails at this point, he just sucks. He just absolutely sucks.
This is why I'm kind of been done talking, because this is it. He either plays great or he's gone. That's it.
And Pest, you exactly going to the point that I was going to make, because I was like, listen, we can all debate this until we're blue in the face and have our opinion on it, but this is the year. Now he has to show us if he's that guy. Yeah. Because if not, we'll see. Now, I'm going to throw this out there at both of you guys, and it's up to you to, let me know. Does he have to surpass his rookie numbers to say he's the best, or say that he's good enough to play with the Giants to get some sort of contract? Or would you say that his rookie numbers are acceptable? Does he have to play above those rookie numbers, or does he have to meet them?
I would say to get a contract. I would say he's got to go above. I think in his rookie year he had 3,400 yards.
Yep.
I think he had 30 touchdowns and
20, maybe 25. I think 30 is a lot.
Yeah,
he didn't have 30.
No, he didn't have 30.
I thought he was at 30 with 12 interceptions.
He might have been 25. If somebody in the chat can let us know, because unfortunately I'm not looking, but if somebody in the chat let us know.
I would say he needs to get very, very close. I'd say anywhere between 38 and 4,200 yards passing for me is what I'd like to see. I'd like to see him if he had 30 touchdowns his rookie
24 touchdowns, 12 interceptions.
24 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. So I like to see him anywhere between 30, 32 touchdowns. And I'm okay with anywhere from 10 to – I'll give him a range, 10 to 14 interceptions, because he's going to be throwing the ball a lot more, probably trying to take some more risks. So he's going to have picks. So that's for me. That's what I would need to see.
I respect that, but I'll tell you this: I think his rookie numbers will get him a contract. I don't know if it's going to be 5 years, 2 years, 3 years, whatever the case is. But I think if he reaches rookie numbers, he'll be fine. And as far as touchdown ratio, I'll give you that RZeroB. I say 30 to 32 he's probably going to need. I say 28 is the magic number. I say 28 is the magic number for him because you're going to still have Saquon running that ball. They're going to rely heavily on that run game to make sure. I don't think Daniel Jones is going to be throwing that ball at all. They're going to Tannehill Daniel Jones. They're going to make sure he's in good positions to make some good plays, but they're not going to solely put it on his shoulder. This is a Saquon Barkley offense. That line wasn't just for Daniel Jones. It was for Saquon Barkley to run, and it was for Daniel Jones to do that read option if necessary, to go use them legs that you're better than throwing at. You know what I mean? In my opinion. So, again, I think his rushing yards is going to be insane. You know, I think it's going to be somewhere in about maybe the 400 range. But I think a touchdown is going to be 28. He's going to have to do maybe about 300 to 400 yards more in his rookie, and I'll give him 10 interceptions to get a contract, I think.
And remember this, too. Once upon a time, when Mike Kafka was a part of Kansas City, they had a little guy named Kareem Hunt.
Oh, yeah.
Who was a very, very good runner and pass catcher. And I think from an athletic ability standpoint, healthy. I think Saquon Barkley is better than Kareem Hunt and Devin Singletary that they had in Buffalo.
Before the chat can chew up RZeroB, he's right. He's right. And Saquon hasn't got the fair shake. You were absolutely right. Go ahead, my brother. I just want to say that before anyone chew you up in that chat.
You're good. You're doing. I agree with that 100%. I called it. I said it in front of Pest. I say Barkley's going to have over 1,400 yards. I'm going to give him about 12 rushing touchdowns. He'll have probably about 500 or 600 receiving yards and maybe like 5 to 6 receiving touchdowns.
Beast.
But when it comes to look, Daniel Jones has everything in his favor to motivate him this year, right? The last 2 years, the weapons, now the coaching staff. You didn't get the 5th-year option. You have everything in your corner right now that if you succeed, you could name A, B, C, D, and E that you could say propelled him, that he could go in front of a camera and be like, yo, that 5th-year option really got to me. Or I have a great team around. Like you have every bit of ammunition that you need. And if he just goes out there and just flops, that means he's just bad.
He's nuts. He's nuts.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this because I want to be as fair as I can to Daniel Jones as possible, right? So I'm not attaching yards and touchdowns and wins and loss. None of that matters to me right now, right? As just because I got to look at this like a coach. None of that shit matters to me. I just need to see consistency from Daniel Jones. Can you consistently go out there and lead this team up the field and put points on the board? Any points, preferably 6, but we'll take 3. Can we rely on you to go out there and march this team up the field in any conditions, under any circumstances, from any starting yardage point? Can we put you out on the field and you move the ball? If he can do that, if he can command the field and he's not making stupid mistakes and he looks like he can be consistent, I don't have a problem with Daniel Jones. I've said so many times that I think Daniel Jones is very talented, but he doesn't have.
Okay.
You know what?
Oh, is he here?
You know what? You know what? I was having a good conversation, right? Everything was good. Everything was fantastic. We was having a good time. We got like another 10, 15 minutes we was going to go before we let Eli slide out of here and we go back to real life. But then it all got ruined by Billy fucking Mays. What in the fuck is Billy Mays doing in my chat? Who the fuck Let Billy Mays' ass in here.
Billy.
I hate you, Billy. I hate everything you stand for. William,
Good God.
you are the scum of the earth. Your gum stuck to the bottom of my shoe that I actually stepped in shit with. Shit-proof foot gum. Fuck you, Billy Mays.
I wish I could see this chat.
Okay. No, you don't. It's not. No, you don't. It's not moving.
All right, say no more. Say no more. Say no more. Say no more.
Say less.
Say no more.
It's not
Say no
moving.
more. Say no more.
Pay attention to the chat. We don't even care about that. What was I saying? Oh, Daniel Jones. So, like, listen, I think Daniel Jones is talented. I just need to see consistency from him, and then I feel comfortable saying, okay, maybe we give you a little 2-year deal, you know, a 3 year deal, some team friendly, something to keep you around. I'd be okay with that. I don't know if I'm comfortable with giving Daniel Jones the bag under any circumstances this year. This motherfucker got to win a Super Bowl to get the bag around here.
I think from a longevity standpoint, if you see that he's projecting upward, you're probably going to, I would say, more likely like a 3-year deal, because you don't want to give him a 2-year deal. He comes out and after the following year, like the first year of his 2-year deal, he plays even better. Now you're kind of on the hook a little bit for some more money, because he could be like, hey, you know, I proved it, stuff like that as agent. Whereas if you get a 3-year deal, you know, it's still somewhat motivating for him, because but at the same point, like, you'll have him kind of locked into a cheap deal for 2 years before really you got to try to cough up some money. By that time, you're going to know what you have in Wandale. You're going to see what you have in Evan Neal. You're going to see what you're going to have in Kadarius Toney. You're going to see what you have in the defense. And actually, this could be a good way to plug into the defense. I think, honestly, the vocal point of this team is going to be the defense. I mean, and Chris Entertainer posted out, like, who do you like, you posted out a poll, who are you most excited to see? And 92% of his polls said offense, 8% said defense, and I voted defense, because when has our defense really given our offense good field position? When have they went ahead and forced a lot of turnovers? When have they went ahead and just gone out in a team and they just took 3 and out and boom, sack, incompletion, or run for loss of yardage? Like, when was our team really dominant? And all of our championships that we won, 1986, 1990, 2007, 2011, it was all based upon defense. It was about the rush, the pass rush, stopping the run, and playing good defense. And so that's what I'm most excited to see. Is I want to see KT. I want to see Aziz. I want to see Leo. I want to see Dex. I want to see Xavier McKinney. By far, I think that guy he's going to be a lights out player. Xavier McKinney. I think he's going to be the best defensive player on
I love Xavier
for the Giants.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. And you got Tate Crowder coming off of starting pretty much almost a full season. I think he took over week 4. And then obviously Blake is going to be back. He's very intelligent. We know what he's able to do.
Yo, wait, hold on a second. I just want you guys to imagine Blake Martinez blitzing all the fucking time.
Dude, he's good.
Oh, you know who they got?
He's so good at
Green Bay. When he was with Green Bay, he blitzed so much when he was in Green Bay. And not to mention, his first year here, he was number 2 in the league in tackles behind who? Bobby Wagner.
Listen,
but we're all thinking of, and we're all forgetting one person. Aldrin Smith, I believe his name is. The rookie that was bro, he got that speed to come off the edge as well and hit you. Yeah. Like, I'm really excited to see him individually as well, to see what he can do.
Oh, Ellison Smith, you talking about the rookie?
Is it Aldrin or Ellison? Ellison. I'm sorry, Ellison. I'm terrible with names, people. Just to let you know, I'm terrible with names. All right, but Aldrin Smith, whatever. I'm really excited to see that. Really excited to see what he can do off that edge, because watching him in his college tape, he can fly. He reminds me of an OC Umenyiora. A whole lot smaller, don't get me wrong, but that speed is OC.
He's got
a very quick burst, man. So I'd love to see that. Imagine that coming to to light, or to where he could be a potential great pass rusher in this league. And again, I'm not saying Hall of Fame people, you know what I mean, but just someone that can contribute and put pressure on that defense. It could be him. So it's funny you say that the defense, man, and I have to agree. And the reason why I think everyone is saying the offense, because it's been so putrid for the past couple of years. So I think that's why everybody wants to, so excited to see it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's really that worried about this defense, because we've got good players on this team, right? Yeah. We've got very good players on this team. And we've got players that could play very well in this scheme, an attacking 3-4, blitz heavy, go get them, pin your ears back type of defense. Yeah. We've got players on this team that can do that very well. So I don't think anyone is that concerned with the defense and how good the defense could potentially be. We think this defense can be great, but it's going to depend. It's going to depend on a lot of factors. And this is the reason why I tread very lightly when I'm talking about this team now, because in the past, I've talked about how great these players are going to be, and they suck. And it made me realize that maybe I should just shut the fuck up. maybe I should shut up for a little bit. I was so wrong last year. I was so wrong that I had to put myself on punishment, y'all. I was like, it's time for me to shut up for a second. Okay, just one last topic. I think this is a very important topic for us to talk about before we get ready to close the show out. And it's something that I wanted to mention. Have y'all noticed the influx of Guardian caps in the NFL lately? Am I the only one that's noticing this?
Are you talking about like the stuff they're wearing on their helmets?
Yeah, the big airbag looking shit that they wear. Has anybody seen that there's an influx of that?
Yeah. Absolutely. It's the NFL initiative to slow down concussions. And what it is for it's basically because they're getting back into the swing of things. Yeah, it's basically because their brain is not ready, like really for contact. So that's what that is for, is to protect them from any concussions, etc. It just gives it more of an extra padding on top of the padding that's underneath their helmet, basically.
Absolutely. And so Blake Martinez said something, and this stuck with me because I was watching all the players' interviews and whatnot throughout the day, and he was talking about those, and he was saying that, like, everybody wants to be swagged out. These big airbags on your helmets look stupid, but they're very important. And I just want to take a second. I just want to take a second because at some point, some young person might watch this, right? And hear us talk about football and maybe realize that I'm a coach, so maybe they're listening to things that I say, because I at least kind of know what I'm talking about with X's and O's. If you are a young football player and the option to wear these Guardian caps are out there, put that shit on your helmet. Put it on. I don't care that it looks stupid. I don't care. Put that shit on. Don't worry about being swaggy in practice. It's practice. No one gives a shit what you look like. Okay? Put the damn Guardian helmets on. Because I can't even tell you how many concussions I've had playing football that were undiagnosed. I don't even know. I've had a few. I know I've had several that I didn't even go to the doctor because we weren't thinking about concussions. They put a little smelling salt on you, and you got back out there and you played the next snap. That's what happened. You don't got to do that no more. That shit's stupid. Put the Guardian caps on, y'all. Put them on. I'm glad the NFL is wearing them a lot more. College was doing it, but they never showed the college teams practicing with them. But now they're showing the NFL using them, and I'm so happy because, unfortunately, these things aren't cheap. But if they're available, you better fucking use them, because I'm telling you right now, you don't want your brain to turn into mush. You end up being like me, and that's not a good thing. I'm just
And listen, to put it into more perspective, right, guys? Like, we all knew back in the 80s, 70s, like, seatbelts was just there, right? We knew it saved lives, but they went on and put airbags in cars, right, to even protect you more. So think of it as airbags, like the helmet's your seatbelt, and those things on top is your airbags to kind of fortify your safety a tad bit more. Definitely wear them. Forget being cool. I'm telling you right now, being a former cool kid in school, it doesn't get you anywhere.
Now he's bald. Now he ain't got no hair.
Now I'm bald and have no hair. All right. I'm an old fart now.
That's what you get for punking the nerds like me. Okay. That's what you get. You shouldn't have punked us fucking nerds because we grew up badass motherfuckers.
Yeah, but and listen, you got hair.
And I got hair. I was one of the nerds. I was no bullshit, low key. Back in the day, wasn't cool being a nerd. I was one of the nerds. Okay, so listen.
I should have been.
We're gonna get ready to wrap this bad boy up because we're doing about an hour, almost an hour 15. Rob, give me your final thoughts on the happenings of the day and what you're excited for.
All in all, man, as far as everything, it was good to one. I mean, it's starting. We got the Hall of Fame game next week on Thursday. It's starting to pick back up. I like seeing the guys out there getting that work in. Honestly, the highlight of my day to me was the Joe Shane, and Dave's press conference. I love listening to those two guys talk, and it's just like, even like when there were so many times where I don't know what it is, and we've had this conversation before, Pets. It's like when you have certain guys, the way that they address media and the way that they carry themselves. Dave's is like an easygoing guy, but he don't take no bullshit. But I like things like when I think Joe Shane was asked about the recruiting. He's like, we're going to run with that one. I'm confident in Brandon Brown, who they brought in from Philadelphia. And there's another guy that's going to be taking over and doing all the scouting. He's going to have a hand in it. Joe Shane is going to be involved with the player evaluation. But to hear them talk about and say things, this is our culture. This is what we look at when we're looking at free agency, when we're looking into the draft, when we're looking into players that we're going to keep on the roster. We want guys that are going to be here, that are going to be smart on and off the field. Like
tough, smart, dependable.
Tough, smart, dependable. Hey, firm, fair, honest, and demanding. Sound like somebody else that we know?
Yes.
So that brought us 2 championships. I'm just saying, I love this coach. I love Wink, man. Old school, like coming out saying, look at that over there, man. Greatest fucking city in the world. Let's go and be the greatest fucking team in the world. Like, he's like, I'm gonna blitz you all day long. We'll play cover, but I don't just play cover. I don't play it like that.
Yeah, we're coming to kill.
We're coming to kill people.
We're coming to kill your face. We're coming to kill your fucking face.
And even Mike Kafka, bro, like he was a competitor in college. You know what I'm saying? He was a competitor and bounced around the league. And look what he was able to do. He's a competitor too. Mm-hmm. That is what I'm more excited for than the players that we've got, than to seeing the production. It's the coaching staff. I really, really like the GM that we got in place, the head coach that we got in place, and the coordinators. And very arguably, depending on how well it goes, you could say we have 3 head coaches on our team right now, with Dave's, with Kafka, with Wink. Kafka, I think, could very easily in a couple of years be a head coach.
Oh my God, I can't think of his name right now. The special teams coordinator.
Tom. Is Thomas something?
Yeah, Mick something or another. Anyway, that dude's fucking good too. I can't think of his name off the top.
They're all great.
Yeah, he's good as fuck. He's well respected
and
around.
I think they just brought in another guy from I think it was with LSU. They just brought in another assistant coach. Mm. You know what I mean? Like I'm liking everything I'm seeing. I'm liking the way they're carrying it. I like what we're doing. I'm excited, man. It's football season. We're getting back into it. It's ready to go. I'm my Sundays. We're gonna have the therapy sessions back. Eli, you better be having them going. I'm ready to go, baby. I'm ready to go. I don't like that. I don't have a co-host spot yet. I don't, let me get the co-host spot a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
you gotta fight Pest and Hub for it, man.
Right. Hey, listen, Yeah, you can't have my spot. You can't have my motherfucking spot. You forget about that, son. All right. Well, listen. Here's my final thoughts, and we're gonna let Eli wrap it up. Okay. First and foremost, I'm super happy that the entire team showed up. We didn't have no fucking drama about no players not being here or no stupid shit like that. Everyone's here. That's good. I'm happy. Super excited about just the idea of seeing this team slowly build to what they want to be by the start of the season. Super excited to see that. Super excited about some of the activities that are coming up here shortly. FanFest and you know
I'll be there.
all these training camp dates. By the way, Vibes, you get your 2 people yet or what?
The 2 people you said? Which one?
You get your 2 people? I'm looking for New York Revival needs to give me 2 people to give free training camp tickets to. Okay, They gotta figure that shit out. They gotta figure that shit out. They was because the tickets are fucking Friday.
We will talk in the DMs. Forgive me. Oh man. We will talk.
People. I need 2 people.
I got you. Say no more. That's my bad. Oh, that's my bad. I got you.
I'm gonna
drop the
make
ball.
an early New Year's resolution. These last couple of years, I've gone through a lot of my pretty much all my personal vacation time and stuff like that. So I got nothing throughout the year. I'm gonna make sure that when my time resets come January 1st, I leave some time to make some fan fests in Jersey and go out there to meet a lot of you guys in person.
There's a wild wife behind you with a burger. Hey, is that Arby's?
Shout out to Mrs. RZeroB there, giving you this wonderful food. Shout out.
What she just bring you? Yo, she's going to fuck it. She's going to fuck you up. She's getting ready to choke you.
Me a chicken sandwich.
Hey, awesome. we gotta close the show because Rob's wife is probably gonna kill him. So yeah, I'm super excited about all that stuff, and you know, I'm just happy that there's gonna be things to talk about. We're gonna start making more content. We're gonna start doing more stuff. We're gonna start being you know around and available more, and I'm super excited about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and let Eli go ahead and wrap this up. Give his final thoughts. Tell us where we can find you. Tell us where we can find your crew. Let us know everything.
First things first, man. New York Revivals, where you can find me, man. Where we have past guests of Nate Burleson, Joy Taylor, Tiki Barber, all just to name a few. LPG, Brandon London, Sam Prince, all that good stuff, guys. We can just promote all day.
You didn't even say who your best guest was.
Oh man, they all are.
No, I knew exactly who your best guest was.
But you know what? The best guest was PTA Pest The Analyst, right here doing our first People's Mock Draft, and you will be on the second one as well because it was a classic. I
cursed our GM out. I cursed our GM out.
Listen, and here's what I want you to do too, and here's what's going to happen. There's going to be one day where we hold a New York Revival call, which you will anyone on Twitter you want to debate with on our show live, just at us. We got you covered. We would sit here and would be the judge, jury, and executioner to say, hey, this person is right or has a little bit more sway. So we'll do that and have some fun with you guys as well. And we do have some future guests, man. So, you know, you don't want to miss the future guests that we have that's going to salsa into the building. You don't want to miss none of that, man. So just to drop a couple. But you don't want to miss anything in the future, man. But we got a lot of good guests coming up, and I can't wait to see what they got, man, in store. I can't wait till you guys see that. But I am Eli Rax on all platforms. You can follow me. But the most, thing I'm excited about, man, is Giants football is back. It's back. The chaos will be back on Giants Twitter. The Giants family will be nuts, and I am here for it all. Here for it all. So. And I'm excited, man, and thank you. Once
upon a time, I was on New York Revival in my jacuzzi hot tub.
Yes, and listen, RZeroB was there as well. Great show where we had them all, man. I was all listen. Anytime, you know what's the funny thing? Let me just say this: I haven't had a hub on, and I'm like, man, like the people that I talk to Hub, and I had to tell him like, yo, bro, I didn't even have you on the show yet. Like, it's gonna be insane when we finally get the New York Giant therapy session guys together and on each other's
100%.
show, and that'll be cool, man. So, but yeah, I do remember RZeroB stopping by. We had a hell of a time, man. So you got to do that again, brother, please. But please, man, let's continue to support. Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, listen, this is a movement right now, y'all. Y'all gotta understand something. It's a movement right now. And y'all just need to stay tuned because there's a lot of stuff that we are as a community. We got a lot of cool shit that we're doing for all y'all, man, because we love y'all and we appreciate y'all. So just stay tuned to all the stuff that's happening. And so, with that being said, for my guy, Eli Rax, Vibes, New York Revival, and for my tag team partner, RZeroB, I am your boy, Pest the Analyst. And we are going to go on ahead and get the fuck out of here. With that being said, I'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Deuces!